Record. Hey everyone, Leah Buccarelli, Presidential Diamond with It Works Global. I'm excited to have you guys on tonight. We are going to talk about the end of the year things that we all do to prepare for the new year. So those of you that are very new and haven't, that's going to drive me crazy. Sorry guys, hold on. Richard, is there any way you can mute? Okay, it's quiet. Sorry about that. So at the end of every year, we go through, we kind of clean out, get ready for the new year, and start our momentum. And a lot of things are happening now. I see a big shift in everybody. The momentum's happening. People are starting to sign people up again, and the Christmas is over. The new year's getting ready to happen in a couple of days, and we are getting ready for this 90-day run. So that's super exciting. If you guys have never participated in a 90-day run, it will take, if you really do exactly what you're supposed to do, your business is going to explode. That means you might not, be able to make it to that barbecue or that birthday party or something going on. If you really stick to it and really work your business hard for 90 days, you're definitely going to see that shift. We're not talking 90 years, we're talking 90 days. So understand that that's temporary. And, our Ambassador Diamonds, Chad and Jeree, when they did our first 90-day run, and I watched them do exactly what a 90-day run was, they went complete 90-day run. They did not have their kids in sports. That means most of the time their children, I speak of them with the small children because my daughter's a little older, but they literally fed their kids peanut butter and jelly. Was it the healthiest for 90 days? No, but they're okay. They made it through, but they did what it took to launch their business to the next level. So, that's what I've seen over the last few 90 days runs that we've done. Those who have really taken that to heart, they're definitely up in leadership level. If you work a job, you can still make this 90-day run happen. You schedule around that job, and you work, late at night, and you get up super early, and you're so focused, you're not even looking at anybody or anything outside of that. So with that being said, what we also gear up with is our dream boards. And every year, at the end of the year, we always reevaluate and look at our dream boards from the year before and what you've accomplished. And you can see how many things that you've been able to cross off. It might not be 100% all of them, but it's a big majority of what you put your goals out there on that board. You're definitely going to shoot for a lot higher. So if you haven't done a dream board ever, it's fun. This business is fun. Don't be too crazy serious, like I gotta overthink this. Really envision what you want 2017 to look like. What your goals are for the year. Don't look at, you can look beyond the year, but for the most part, we really want those goals set for this next following year, because each year we make a new board. So find those magazines, those pictures, go under It Works, go under your eSuite and pull up pictures. Let me get behind my computer real quick. We're having a dream board party here on Friday night for all the locals, but if you guys aren't local, you can either get with somebody else at the sideline. People that are coming over to my house, a lot of them are sidelined to us. It doesn't matter. Just get together and have a dream board party. The more the merrier. It's fun. You get to dream together, get excited about what the new year's going to bring. We have these these little checks. You can put the amount of money that you want to make at the end of the year, how much you really want to be making per month on that check. Just like little pictures, like redream your life. Presidential ambassador. They have these in your eSuite. They have all of these in your eSuite. So print them out, cut them out, paste them on your board. Pictures, whether your why is your family, or you want to take more vacations, or you want to help more people, or you want to lose more weight, whatever it is, put it on that board and put that board. Don't just set the board in your garage. Like, put that somewhere, like in your office or somewhere where you can see that, because it's going to remind you every day of what your goals are. As a matter of fact, I just thought of this because I found this the other day. Sorry, I've been a little sick, so I'm a little scratchy, but let me find it real quick. Oh, we printed these out like pretty early on when I first started, and I'll read it to you. I know you guys can't see it, but I still have it. It says, "I am a blank with It Works Global on April 30th, and put it in at least 3 locations throughout your house where you will see it multiple times each day. Go with your first impression, no matter how scary it seems." Well, I wasn't even diamond yet, and I put presidential diamond. And, I could have put ambassador. I just didn't see that yet, but I thought, one of these days I'll be presidential diamond. And it didn't happen on that April 30th, but it happened. And guess where that sat on my fridge for the 3 years that it took me to get to presidential diamond. But I got there, and I used to see it, and I used to go, man, I said I was going to hit that at April 30th, and it used to bother me that I didn't hit it on my goal. But the thing is it made me strive to keep going to hit that. So that's what the importance of those are for. In a million years, I would never have thought of even reaching this high. Wait, back then, when I wasn't even a diamond. So it wasn't even in my thought process that I was even going to make money in this crazy network marketing company, because they're all scams, right? So I was just in it for wraps, and hopefully I'll make a few extra bucks. And I threw this presidential diamond on my fridge, and I started going for it. So that's the importance of dream boards and writing your goals down, because it just really makes you look at that. I don't know if you guys seen lately I've seen a couple of them going around, pictures of people writing on their mirrors. Jeree started that a few years ago, writing what your goal is on the mirror, what you want to be next year, by what date. Usually it's around probably like March or April. When bonus is around, put I am diamond, I am, double, triple, whatever your goal is for 2017, and write it in, don't write it in Sharpie, but write it in, washable ink. I am whatever, presidential diamond by April 2017, that every day you go in to get ready, you see that loud and clear facing you. So it's there to let you, remind you of why you're pushing so hard. Because trust me, Taco Tuesdays are fun, and after maybe a month or so, you're gonna probably try to slip and go to a Taco Tuesday. And I'm just saying, if you see that on your mirror, it's gonna remind you, you know what, I can go to Taco Tuesday in like 4 months from now. But right now, I'm in a 90-day push. New year means new attitude. Wake up every day. Honestly, I learned this very early. If you're having a really bad day, don't take it into tomorrow. If you wake up every day is a new day and you get to start over or start fresh, then you're not going to take yesterday's problems into today. And if you can learn that early on and not like say somebody, you had 10 no's yesterday. That doesn't mean that today you're going to continue with 10 no's. That was yesterday. So put yesterday away and start today with a new mind. It's kind of like the out with the old, in with the new. So a lot of things that happen in this season too is a lot of people quit on their dreams, and we take that very personally because you think they're quitting your team or they're quitting on you, but reality is they're quitting on themselves. So don't take them with don't let them take you with them. In other words, don't follow or get discouraged because you have team members quit, because trust me, you're going to have team quit. You're going to have people quit on themselves all the time. And that's just part of this business. A lot of people don't have that, that, I don't know if it's self-esteem or that they feel like they're failing and they don't know how to push themselves past that. I'm telling you, there's been plenty of times in this business I've felt like I've failed. I've felt like maybe not a good leader. And maybe I had team quit on me. And not at good times. Sometimes they're not at good times. They're right when you're getting ready to promote and you got something that happens with part of your team. You have to really evaluate how strongly you want this, and how that's not going to let you, get taken down. And I promise you, every time that I've hung through those times, like just recently, some of these struggles that people have been having, if you hold on and you keep pushing through and don't let that get you down, I was that close to moving to that next level. Like if I quit, I would not have been triple diamond. If I quit, I would not have been presidential. Let me tell you, when they put out double promotion, when they put out the first time, they put out the double bonuses, I was presidential structure. I was like, man, I've got this in the bag. I'm going to get $100,000 bonus. Oh my God, woo, all excited. And I pushed so hard and I just needed volume and I just tried to get everybody together. And things happened here and there. There's just things that happen and it didn't happen. And I fetal positioned on the floor. And when they didn't bring it back the next month, I was like devastated. And I could have quit right then. I said, you know what? This is just too tough. I'm not doing it. This is for the birds, whatever. And I could have quit. And trust me, it was a thought process I had to go through. But I pushed and I said, you know what? I made it this far. So what? That's not the end of the world. I got up, I pushed for it, and I got it the next year. And I proved to myself that by not giving up, I was going to get that with my amazing team. And I was going to build a bigger, stronger team than I had the year before because they obviously were not strong enough. And it takes strength, it takes grit, it takes hard work, dedication. It takes love of what it takes. It takes the drive that you want more for yourself and your family. And, think about every time that those thoughts come into your head, what happens if you don't go for that? Where are you going to be next year anyways? For me, I would have had to go get another office job because that's just how it was going to be. I didn't want to give up my freedom. So that's why you evaluate and you look at your whys and you have them on the board and, and you tell as many people on your team under you to do the same, because when you start dreaming and you start, going for those and thinking about what you really, really want, that's when it gets exciting. When you start plucking these off your dream board, it's exciting. Now, my rose tinted Bentley is probably not going to go on this year's board. I'm just saying. I mean, I like to dream. Well, it might. I'm just going to put it on there. You know what? It can happen. So I'm going to put it on there. But along with that, you want to put not just materialistic things. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with other people? What do you want to do for other people? All of that should go on your board. And then events. Events make these things possible. If you guys are not going to any events, if you guys aren't making that happen, it's a big part of your business. I'm just going to be straight out honest, is when I went diamond, and we had what was called boot camps, and they were boot camps every few months. They had one, and one was in Atlanta, and I think I barely hit diamond, and I was going to get to go walk across the stage. So I told Gio, you know what? I really need to get to that event. And he's like, we don't have money to fly you out to Georgia and all that stuff. And I mean, I threw myself on the ground and I threw a little fit, like a total 5-year-old meltdown. I admit it. I was just like, you can't tell me I can't go. I deserve this. I did, and he's like, oh, like, that's all you have to do to your man, by the way, is just throw yourself on the ground and cry really hard. And, they don't know what to do with that. So Eric's like, don't do it. Yes, it's our little secret. It totally works. So he's like, okay, we'll figure it out. So I got to go, and that explosion that you see happen, those are like little mini conferences, and I just hit that fire, and I knew exactly what Chad and Doree were talking about when they went to conference, because you don't know until you go there. I can tell you what it's like. I can show you video, and all that's going to do is make you jealous that you weren't there. But you guys have to know that excitement, there's something that shows you when people are up on the stage talking about their experiences, and they are just normal, average, everyday people like you and I, any color, any weight, any age, and they're all up there doing this, rocking this business. That lets you know that they're just average, normal, everyday people that made it, and you have that same advantage. So that's why events are super important. And from that point on, I don't think I missed another event. I went to I don't care. I sold wraps. One year I almost sold Geo. I said, that's it. I'm putting you on eBay. We couldn't afford it, and I was going. So I'm totally kidding. I did not try to sell my husband. But it was very close. But what I'm saying is, if you give yourself enough time, you can get there. One thing that I learned from another event, one of the guys, he was up there talking, and he just hit it home for me. He said, the minute I stopped saying I can't is the minute I started doing so many things I didn't think I could do. And that was, and regarding events, is the minute you say I can't go, or I can't afford to go, that's the minute you close off completely. And I can guarantee you, if you say you can't go, you're not going. You're not, or you say you can't do that, it's not going to happen. The minute you say I can, I just need to figure it out, and you set it up. What he said was, I would go, and guess what? I'd come home and my lights were still on. I made it happen. I made it where it didn't affect my bills, maybe put me behind a little bit, but I had to do that. And I thought about that, and every time I was not going to go, I was this close to not going because I couldn't afford it, but I said I'm going anyways because I cannot afford not to. We survived. And in fact, we survived bigger because it put us to that next level. And now I'm able to go without even thinking about it. So that's all I'm saying to you is don't put yourself in a bubble of I can't go or I can't do that, because that really is shutting you off from the possibility of making some sort of arrangements or something for it to happen. Speaking of which, conference is coming up, and I really want to open this up and allow others who've gone to conference. I see a few on here that it's going to be their first time, and I'm so excited. But those who have gone before, can you guys maybe unmute and kind of tell a little aha about what happened to you at conference? Oh, I'm excited. That's so exciting. That's the first time. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna pick on people. Stephanie, you've been to a conference, haven't you?
I've been to Green Carpet, but not conference.
Oh, okay. But I mean, on a shorter note, I mean, Green Carpet is the same atmosphere. So what is it about? Gosh, there's a lot of people on here that I don't think have been to conference yet. Natalie has. I'm going to go pick on her next. But so what was Green Carpet like for you?
Well, Jake and I had so much fun. I mean, just being able to, the atmosphere that, like you said, you feel when you're in that room and you hear people's stories and they announce new products and they announce bonuses it's just, you can't bring that home with you. So, and then you come home with like such a fire that you just don't want to put your phone down. Like you just want to talk to everybody and anybody, and it really does build your confidence up. It really makes you believe more in the company, more in yourself, more in your team, more in what you are capable of. And I really think, that there is a huge difference with people who go to something like that are light years ahead of others, just because it doesn't matter how confident of a person you are, like you need that in your life. Like you need that type of atmosphere, that type of positivity, all the people. It makes you realize how big this is and how big this can be for you to make it, like, to change other people's lives. Like it's not just about yourself. So if you don't have a ticket, get one. Like, because we would have gone to conference 2 months in last year when we started, but the tickets weren't available like they are now. So, I mean, it's a blessing that you can have a distributor join and be able to still go to conference right now. So it was incredible.
Yeah, I'm trying to, the very first conference, Gio went with me. I'd been to the boot camps, and those were absolutely amazing. And Gio and I, and going to the first night, which was a worship service, and that just like was insane. Like you didn't have to go. That wasn't mandatory, and I actually, being that we weren't religious, I wanted to go bar hopping with the girls, and Gio said he wanted to go to worship service, and I'm like, why? We're not religious, and he's like, no, I really think it's good. And I'm like, and don't get me wrong, I mean, we were together for years, 10 years when I first started, I think. Yeah, 10 or 11 years. We were together and we never even went to church. But we both believed, but it was like we didn't need church. And going to that worship service, I figured, since I was bringing him, I might as well go do what he wants to do. And It was amazing. It just was like life-changing and crying my eyes out. And the spirit was in that room, whether you believe or not. It was just incredible. And that Geo turned to me and, Mr. I didn't believe, I don't know why you're joining this company and this, networking business. Was like, wow, you are in an amazing company. This is incredible. We were both crying our eyes out. And that was the first life-changing experience, was right then. Then just going and just the excitement and being around like-minded people who are just as excited, and it's black, green, and bling, and having the people get up there, and there are people in their 60s up there, and there are people who were not thin, and they were rocking it. And I'm like, well, there goes that theory that you have to be thin to sell the wraps. So there goes that theory, you have to be young. And then there were guys up there, that goes that theory that you have to be a lady. So I think every avenue, there was no excuse left when you were done. You were just like them, and you just needed to work your business. And it gave you that excitement to go and run and tell everybody about it. So, Natalie, I know you've been to conference. Don't be shy.
Yes, I have, and I'm so excited to go again this year. So I joined right after conference. I guess that was 2015. And then I went to Green Carpet, which Green Carpet was a lot of fun. That's when I met you, Leah. My first Green Carpet, and we just had a blast. Well, I knew you before, but then that's when I really got to know you. But I can say going to conference was so much bigger than Green Carpet, like so much bigger. Green Carpet's a lot of fun, but I feel like conference is just like Green Carpet on steroids. Like, it's huge. And then it was just crazy. I remember, like, I was just in line. Everywhere I was in line, because you could see the lanyards on people of, like, what their rank is. It says, like, triple diamond or whatever. And there were so many. And I think that was, like, a big aha moment for me, because I felt like, oh, my gosh, there's all these people walking around, and I'm noticing so many triple diamonds, so many double diamonds, so many diamonds. And at the time, I'm Ruby, and I'm like, whoa, this is huge. Like, so it's really eye-opening to know that if they can do it, I can do it. And it is. You see so many different types of people from all walks of life, and then it starts to become, why not me? And my first conference last year, I went as Ruby, and then I came back and double promoted to Diamond. So I already know this year is going to be even bigger and better. And I think once you go to it, it's weird. I feel like I was just getting my feet wet this year. Like, I know now how much harder I want to come back and work, because you know how important this, like, next 3 to 6 months is. I mean, how much it can really change your life. But it was amazing. It was amazing. Oh, and the worship service was amazing. It was same experience. I remember me, Meech, Teresa, Erica, Karina, just holding hands and crying. And it was just, for 2 days. We even cried during conference, like, when Mark came out, and it was insane. And then the amount of, like, just positivity, like, we were all beaming. And realistically, I think out of all of us, like, 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5 all promoted or double promoted right after. So I definitely bring your team with you, whoever you can, because I know it made a difference. All of us were on the same team too, and so we all really worked together from that point on to help all of us promote, and it was just like this wave of momentum that we all had, and all of us were on board. All of us knew what we wanted, and all of us believed that we could get there, and that's how we got there. So it was just awesome. And then, like, a team bonding too. I think you don't realize, like, you spend so much time when you're in business together, and I think you become more than just friends. Like, you become family. And when you go on these trips together, there's so much bonding that happens. And as a blue, that's like one of my favorite parts about it. So, and just like meeting all the people. So yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this next one. So I won't miss another one. That's for sure.
Conference and green carpet are blue personalities like paradise. We're like, oh wow, there's like everything's shiny. So awesome. That is so much fun, and yeah, it's like we see each other online here, but it's just not the same. It's like that's how I got to know Stephanie Sutton. That's how I got to know you more, and that's how I got to know Jess Paluzak and my team. Like these girls are like, and Eric, and meeting him, and you become, like you said, there's just a bond you can't break, and it's like a big reunion, and and it's not even just what happens in conference. It's what happens in the evenings when you're all together and you're like, wow, today was crazy. Let's like game plan and storm and do all of that, and it's something magical that bonds you. I thought it was when I first started. I'll be completely honest, because that's just how I am. But when I first started, I thought conference, they're just wanting, and going to the stores to buy clothes and stuff, they just want to make their money back off of you that you made. Like that's where my mentality was when I first started. Conference was just hype to get your money back, that they wanted to get from you. And it is so far beyond not true. It really is an investment in your business that is so important. Not just for you, but for your team to even see you there. And if you guys there's absolutely no way whatsoever you can make it. You really need to start now saving up for the following year. I mean, we all know it comes in a year. So to get to November and say I'm broke, I can't, then you just didn't set yourself up right. I'm sorry that I'm not red personality, so I don't usually go for jugular, but I'm just going to lay it real. If you've been in this business more than a year and you can't make it to conference this year, it's because you didn't want to go to conference. Because if you wanted to go to conference, you would have set yourself up from it. The minute that the year starts, you've got a whole year to plan that. So you just make it happen. And that's, I would have never talked like that a few years ago. That's how important it is. So you need to make that a priority in your life if you're still going to be here in the next few years. That's just part of growing into this business, and that's what's going to keep you alive. I feel like it's just enough time from conference to green carpet to get filled back up again. We all need to get filled back up. There's something that it's like you're like a gas tank, and it's like filling your gas up and you're ready to run again. And then it starts like you're almost on empty because you've been running, and you go and it just fills it back up again and it explodes you again. So, it's not just hype. And that's all, I speak that out of love to you guys. I hope nobody got offended by what I said, but that's just reality. So, anybody else have anything to say?
Plus, conference and clothing is a tax write-off, so we get money back.
Plus, who doesn't want the cute clothes? Okay. I always say that I'm not going to go overboard. I just want a couple of things. And then they throw out all these humongous racks full of brand new clothes. And even Gio, who's like, I don't need anything. I got plenty of shirts. He's on one side, I'm on the other. We both walk up. We've got our arms full. I'm like, it's going to be at least a $700 day. But I'm like, you go and pay separately, because we both need to get the free bag, because we could get like 4 bags right now. So, because they always give you if you spend so much, you get a free something. I'm like, we need to do this separately so we get a lot of free bags. to make it justified why we just spent like all this money. But they're so cute. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm in it right now. I live in my It Works. If you're not living in your It Works, you're not promoting your business when you go out the door. Everybody knows what I do. My car promotes it. I promote it. So to me, it's an investment in my business. Plus, they're just so dang cute. I can't even stand it. So why not look fly when you're pimping wraps? I'm sorry. I have too much fun in this business. Anyways, Happy New Year to you guys. If I haven't said Merry Christmas to all of you guys. And anybody else have anything before we close this out? All right, guys. Love you. Thank you for getting on. We'll see you later.